Hi, I'm Jared, and in this short video I want to introduce you to the digiVOL. The digiVOL is a simple to use automatic syringe. The digiVOL combines an interchangeable analytical glass syringe with a powerful motor and tablet-driven software. Let's talk about where the digiVOL fits into the lab and why and how it is used. There has always been a need to move liquids around accurately and precisely. Glass pipettes have been the tool of trade for a long time, and auto pipettes have been a modern take on the glass pipette. But both have limitations which a glass analytical syringe can meet. A syringe with its needle can penetrate septa-sealed containers, and the positive displacement syringe allows the use of organic solvents without the worry of evaporation. In many situations, sealed containers are important, not only to protect the integrity of the sample, but also sealed containers prevent evaporation of the solvent. And this is especially relevant when volatile organic solvents are used. And because syringes can be used for aliquoting very small volumes accurately and precisely, samples and standards can be prepared directly into autosampler vials, which are then ready to be loaded onto the instrument for analysis. There is increasing pressure on labs to reduce their solvent load for cost and environmental reasons, and the digiVOL is the perfect tool to achieve this. In most labs, there are very repetitive procedures which must be carried out, whether these are routine sample preparations or making up standards. Usually they are given to a lab tech, as they might be seen as simple, and yet the many steps involved in these procedures result in the likelihood of something going wrong. Unlike most auto pipettes, the digiVOL is software driven, allowing a method combining multiple steps to be created, saved, and run. The method can easily be created by an analyst, but there are pre-programmed methods which are part of the digiVOL software. In the software, all syringes have default parameters included for washing and priming the syringe, and for aspirate and dispense speeds. Once created, the method can be password locked, preventing unauthorized changes, and run by a lab tech with just minutes of training. The digiVOL software, as can be seen here, tells the operator what to do, and then as it is executing a step, gives feedback on what it is doing and how long it is taking. We like to call the digiVOL a syringe with a brain, because it does the thinking for you. The challenge in a multi-step manual procedure, such as the preparation of analytical standards, is that the concentration and attention of the operator is paramount. If halfway through the steps the operator is interrupted, then they will be thinking, did I add that already? Or is that the next step? In this scenario, the operator just needs to look at the screen and select the next step, and the software takes over from there. If we take a further look at some of the functionality of the software, we can see on the home screen there are a number of options to make it quick to do what we need to do. For example, often a user just might want to do a quick aliquot of say 35 microliters with a 50 microliter syringe. If the current syringe is not the 50 microliter syringe, I'll select Change Syringe, and then I'll choose the 50 microliter syringe. The on-screen instructions quickly guide me through the syringe change. Now, rather than create and run a method, if I select Quick Run, I can select the value of 35 microliters, and I'll prime the syringe twice and accept all the other default values. The residual volume is a clever feature to eliminate inaccuracies which might be caused by a bubble appearing when you aspirate the liquid. Then I can aspirate and dispense the 35 microliters of liquid. Done. If I want to create a method, I choose Create Edit Method, and then you can see each of the steps which can be added to make up a method. So for example, I can add a prime step, then I'll add a loop start, because I want to dispense an internal standard into 3 separate vials, so I'll set this value at 3. I'll add an aspirate step of 30 microliters, followed by a dispense step of 30 microliters. Close the loop, and then I'll save the method. Now an operator can run this method. You can see there's also a separate function for calibration standards, which I'll select. I can firstly see which syringes are available for me to use, and then select Next. By clicking plus, I'll create a new method. For this method, I'm just going to use one stock standard, but I could have used up to 4 stock solutions. I'll create a 3-point curve, and I'm going to make my standards directly into a 2 ml autosampler vial. So for the final volume, I'll make up to 1.5 mils using a digiVOL syringe. I'll name the stock my stock standard, with a concentration of 1000 ppm, and then name the vials vial number 1 to vial number 3. As an example, my 3 levels will be 20, 40 and 80 ppm. So you can see the software chooses the best syringe for each level as I enter the concentration, and displays this with the volume to be aliquoted. In this case, the 50 and 250 microliter syringes are both chosen. But by selecting optimized syringes, the software now selects the 250 microliter syringe for level 1 as well, because 30 microliters, which is the aliquoted volume, is well within the range for a 250 microliter syringe. This is handy because the operator now won't have to change the syringe when running this method. But what would happen if I didn't have a 250 microliter syringe for whatever reason? I'll first save the method, and then in the settings, make the 250 microliter syringe unavailable. When I go back and edit the saved method, the first screen shows the 250 microliter syringe is not there, and when I enter the screen with the levels, the 50 microliter syringe has now been chosen with multiple aspirates and dispensers for levels 2 and 3 to achieve the right volume. So the software has some smart programming to accommodate a variety of situations. I'll finish this video describing a few key features of the digiVOL. As we have just seen, the digiVOL allows rapid syringe change, and syringes from 2.4 microliters up to 5 mils can be used. Often, for example, a method created for the preparation of a set of working calibration standards directly into a 2 ml autosampler vial will involve small volume transfer of a stock standard solution, and then a larger volume syringe can be used for the makeup volume of the diluent. Syringe change takes seconds. The powerful motor of the digiVOL makes it ideal for sample filtering and sample cleanup with micro SPE cartridges. Often these are impossible to do manually because of the force needed to push down on the plunger, but the digiVOL handles these with ease. A digiVOL can be handheld if it is required in the field for accurate sampling of liquids or for pre-lab filtering of a sample. Activating each step in a method can be done through the touch-sensitive tablet or directly through a button on the handle. In the lab, the digiVOL is often used with a stand. Methods are stored on the Wi-Fi enabled tablet and can easily be shared with other digiVOLs anywhere. So I hope this short video has given you a clear explanation of what the digiVOL is and how it can be used. Please contact us at this email for further information.